Hello, welcome back. Now, Emily, let's talk about your clientele, about the guests that you're taking care of, about the dreams of each individuals that you help make come true in trying to shape up their dream holiday or vacation or destination. Where are they, the profile, where are they prominently from? Europe? Asia?
Well, in Bali, single country, Australia, of course. But when you put the little countries together, it's Europeans because Sanur is traditionally European.
I agree.
In Lombok, it's European, and it was Australians when we had the direct flight from Perth. But now it is Europeans, Indonesians, actually. Lombok is now very popular with Indonesians, Singaporeans and Malaysians.
Okay, so you have a good balance as well.
Yes.
You have a good balance. So now with this, you're aware of this policy that the government is opening up a visa-free a facility to about 90 countries across the world, come into Indonesia for free. Come on to Indonesia, enjoy whatever it is you can enjoy. Do you think and with the target of having 20 million tourists by 2020, which is a very ambitious target given the state that we're in at the moment. So what are your thoughts on these and the policies that the government has issued in trying to boost the economy, especially in the now, at the moment?
Look, I think the visa-free move is very strategic and very good, and of course, you know, it's directly related to their goals. And I have personal experience with our guests and with friends who have recently visited when that changed, and now it's a breeze, right? And particularly, you know, now the biggest market in tourism is the Chinese market. And now they can come to Indonesia very easily, and you know, that's really a great move, and I applaud the government for that. I think, of course, you know, the dream is to have such relationship with Australia, but of course we know that there's a lot of political and bureaucracy issues in between. So until that happens, we're very pleased with the current decision.
What about the development on Bali Island itself? Do you think Bali has been rapidly developed for the past few years? Some view it as for the sole reason of having APAC conference there, or the Miss Universe that was recently held there, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong. But yeah, so do you think there seems to be a forced development on Bali Island, or how would you, as a person who resides in Bali and runs a business in Bali, how do you feel, and a local, not to forget, because we all know, it's no secret, there's a lot of establishment in Bali that's been run by foreigners.
Yeah. Look, I think unfortunately, Bali is overdeveloped. It's very unfortunate that licenses continue to be issued, despite the fact that the island is overdeveloped. I mean, we're talking about the popular side of the island.
Correct.
Of course, North Bali is still largely untouched. There's a few diving resorts up there, but not much. But the area that we're talking about, the Kuta, Jimbaran, you know, Seminyak Legian,
the most populated area,
incredibly popular, Nusa Dua. I think we need a break. Truly. In order to keep maintaining the beauty that Bali is famous for, we need to start moving to protect it. And also, you know, speaking from the industry, unfortunately, that does mean that there's a lot of price war happening, and that's never good, right? Because it's not healthy competition, and it all ends up being such a terrible mess. And it's not going to clear up unless the government really steps in and says, you know, we'll have a break for now. I'm not saying stop forever, but have a break.
Now, speaking of a big mess, we're kind of entangled in economic issues with our dollar recently gone over the roof, the highest in the last 10 years, and also growth, particularly the dollar. How has it affect your business?
I think that actually gives our guests more power, more buying power, which is
more
great.
Value that they have.
Which is great.
Currency that they have.
But we also do businesses in US dollars, and you know that really doesn't help. But now there's this regulation that we must do business in rupiah, and that has come into effect, unfortunately, without much of the involvement of the industry itself. And it's an interesting time now, whereby we're trying to get used to it. And the US dollar, of course, keeps moving. So, you know, our on the books are always going like this, you know, up and down, following it. And there's not really a particular guidance coming from, for example, Bank Indonesia, as to, you know, where should we stick, how everyone should play this USD IDR game.
And in your observation, this regulation about using rupiah in all local transactions, has it been fully implemented, especially on Bali? Because we know we have the highest concentration of foreigners in Bali, and it's just easy for them. Previously, it was allowed to have transactions outside of US dollars, so
or Australian dollars.
Or, yes, for that matter. So do you think it's fully in effect in Bali and in Lombok?
In Bali, definitely. In Bali, definitely, because of course they have sent out officers to ensure that this does happen. It's not just business on the books, but of course anything that you display, you know, your spa treatments, your tours, all that sort of stuff, they're very strict. And there's a large fine that they impose on the spot if they find you displaying US dollars anywhere. So of course the change had to happen overnight, so we rushed the change, and I think Lombok, probably there's not as many officers going around, but a lot of hotels in Lombok are also related to other hotels in other parts of the country, and especially Bali. So once the Bali property makes a move, then the Lombok one makes a move as well, because you might as well, right? I mean, that's the regulation now, and we want to be, we want to participate, and we want to support it as much as we can.
All right. Now, government policies, when we come back, how it's affecting the industry, and specifically how it's affecting Sudamala resorts when we come back.